Alright, we're getting ready to start now. Markers now added. Fingers crossed this actually freaking works. And with that in mind, let's begin. Now, shall we? Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Thank you. Anywho. I heard something. Yeah, it crashed. Damn it! BRB. Okay, I think we have returned. Albeit my internet is kind of jumping all over the place. You gotta love technical difficulties. Alright. Take two. Let's try again. Start the game. Motherfucker. Okay. I think we have finally successfully returned. You gotta love frickin'... You gotta love OBS Studio. And it's not the program itself, it's the damn Elgato. This sumbitch is gonna be replaced for retro consoles for sure, but for now, I'm gonna have to work with what I have. Anywho, let's actually start the goddamn game. Alright? That would be fantastic. This is probably going to come back and bite me in the ass now that I did this. Okay, no crash. Yay! Anywho, hello there everybody. This is General Snivy. Take number 3, or is it 4? Who knows, who cares? Welcome to my new casual playthrough, aka my new Let's Play. Today's game is going to be Rayman 2 The Great Escape on Nintendo 64. Yeah, I am actually recording on the Nintendo 64, but we have to do a very, very weird workaround in order to get this stupid thing to even work. This setup is just going to be temporary, meaning I am going to get a brand new capture device just for retro consoles. Why? Because this whole workaround shit, as you've clearly seen from the very beginning, if you were there for like the first few minutes, it just doesn't work. I mean, it does, but Elgato and OBS Studio just do not play well together, like, at all, when it comes to recording retro consoles like the Nintendo 64, the Wii, PlayStation 2, etc., etc. Like, seriously, this is getting absolutely ridiculous. And I really thought I had this hammered down, like I figured it out. I mean, I have, to an extent, but it doesn't mean that makes this the most stable experience out there. It just seems like to me, as long as I'm able to make it into the game itself, then everything will work. And thankfully, it seems like there's no scuffed audio as far as I can tell. However, the Twitch dashboard is like, oh, your internet's unstable. Bite me, Twitch. Bite me a frickin' melon, why don't you? I mean, seriously, come on now. So, enough ranting and talking about technical issues that I had to go through and several hoops as well. Let's actually start the game. Welcome to Rayman 2 The Great Escape. Rayman 2 The Great Escape is... Okay, I was just making sure the audio wasn't scuffed. If it does go scuffed at any time, please let me know as soon as possible. I even made a Nightbot command for it too, called !audio. It actually served a different purpose before, but I did change it just for the sake of this particular stream. Hopefully the next time I stream this game again, I'll actually have the new capture device. And fingers crossed it actually works. I also have Task Manager open because... because if OBS Studio crashes, then it crashes, but it stays active unless I force it to end via Task Manager. It's stupid. So anyway, back to the actual game itself. Rayman 2 is one of those childhood games I have very little memories of, but at the same time, I still remember enjoying it, to say the least. And what's really interesting is that this game in particular has almost as many re-releases as Resident Evil 4. When this game was in its prime, it seemed like every other year there was a new re-release of Resident Evil 4 along with another re-release of Rayman 2 The Great Escape. And let me tell you right now, this game is a hell of a lot better than Rayman on the original PlayStation. Speaking of re-releases of this game, there are several versions of Rayman 2 The Great Escape. First, it was released on Nintendo 64, which is the version I'm going to be playing here, and I'll be getting into why shortly. There's also the original PlayStation 1 version, which I feel as though that's an entirely different game. Sure, it follows the same plot points and the same story and everything, but it is quite substantially different. There's also the Dreamcast release, which is another different beast all on its own, and from what I hear, that is the definitive version of Rayman 2 The Great Escape. So that's pretty interesting. There's also Rayman 2 Revolution, which is a sort of remake of Rayman 2 The Great Escape, and that was released on PlayStation 2. Out of all versions of Rayman 2 I have the Nintendo 64 release, I also have the original PlayStation release, and Rayman Revolution on PlayStation 2. I do not have the Dreamcast release because, well, lol, I have no Dreamcast, so... The most recent re-release of Rayman 2 The Great Escape, besides those particular versions, is on Nintendo 3DS, known as Rayman 3D. I think that version is based on the Nintendo 64 release, but it's broken, like absolutely busted. Seriously, no one plays that version just because of how broken it is. And I don't mean broken in the sense of speedrunning potential. I mean like absolutely jank beyond a frickin' corn of the cob. That was a bit of a weird statement and analogy, but you basically get the idea. It's broken, don't play it. Same with Rayman DS. Same sort of deal, except I think that one is based on... Then again, maybe I'm getting the versions mixed up. Hello, Pin Seeker, welcome! I see. I'm glad that you've been enjoying my last Remnant playthrough. So anyway... As I was saying earlier, I think I'm getting my versions mixed up between 3DS and DS for Rayman 2. I think on the DS it's based on N64 and the 3DS is based on the Dreamcast? Then again, it might be based on the PlayStation. Who knows? Sadly, the 3DS version of Rayman 2 is the most recent re-release of the game, and no other versions exist as far as I know. Well, then again, we don't count the one on Game Boy Color because that's an entirely different game. So, enough of that, let's actually start a brand new game. I am going to go ahead and overwrite this save file I have, and there was another save file on slot 2 I had, but that belonged to my sister from long ago. Alright, let me go ahead and allow that particular chat to go through. I don't blame you there when it comes to that, that's for sure. Anywho, back to what I was saying though. I did have a second save file right here, but I had to delete it because I'm gonna be using that particular save file for more or less a backup. So let's go ahead and overwrite slot 1. And yes, that is fine. And I'm going to keep the name I have here, which it is my real name, Pat. And you can really only enter 3 characters anyway, so let's begin now, shall we? Fingers crossed that this shit does not crash again! Rayman, look what the pirates have done to our world! A planet of anguish and pain, haunted by evil. A dark place teeming with fierce monsters. Nothing can stop them now that they've captured you. They've taken everything and reduced our people to slaves. The robots search for innocent prey. In the chaos, they explode the heart of the world. or exploded. The 1,000 lums of energy which form and have been scattered. We are getting weak. Soon, it will be too late. You must escape, Rayman. You are our only hope. The Buccaneer, the pirate's prison ship, Commander, the Admiral Razorbeard. Slaves now on board, 18,911 and counting. Wake up, Rayman. I have sent you help. Well, definitely not the flashiest way of receiving help. In fact, sweet merciful Jesus. This is depressing. Water! Spare us! Oh. Help! Rayman?
Hey!
Globox, my friend! Are you okay, Rayman? Not really. I feel weak and my powers have disappeared.
No, it's bad.
You know, Globox, I think this might be the end. No, not the end. Globox bring good gift from Lee. Lee the fairy? A Silver Lum. Incredible! I can feel its energy building up in me. Now I can shoot with my fists again. Globox, we're saved! Yahoo! Let's go see Lee. She'll give me all my powers back. Are you sure about that? Well, go ahead. Use your magic fist. Sounds good to me. Just push the B button, bada bing and bada boom. Here we go. Alright, let's do this. Time to make our great escape. Now, shall we? Now, you may be wondering, how am I even making this work right now? And I'll explain in a little bit. Oh dear. Looks like we've reached a dead end. Okay, question. How the hell did you fit in that tiny little tube? You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to question it. Whoa! Well, that certainly could have gone better. Rip. Oof. Damn, that's gotta hurt. Although that makes me question, Rayman can technically float down with his helicopter hair, so why didn't he do it right there? Maybe it was due to his positioning, the way he was launched by Globox? Or I could just chalk up the video game logic. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, it appears that Globox has gone missing. Great, now we gotta rescue him again. Hi Rayman, glad to see that you escaped. I'm Murphy, and I'm here to be your guide. You see that stone right next to us, there? It's a magic stone which can read your thoughts. If you need some help, pass close to the stone, and I'll quickly appear if you're in your mind to help you. If my advice sounds confusing, stay next to the stone and keep B pressed. I will appear and repeat the instructions. Okay, seems simple enough. So, when it comes to Rayman 2 The Great Escape on N64, if you happen to have the expansion pack inserted into your console, regardless if you're playing on the original cartridge or an EverDrive, you'll have the option to change the video output mode from high resolution to low resolution, and vice versa. And you can also change the sharpness from standard to maximum if you wish to. As far as the resolution is concerned, if I have to guess, this bumps it up to 480p, maybe? I'm not too sure. But high resolution mode unfortunately does tank the already unstable frame rate even more. But you do make the picture look a little bit nicer, and as far as sharpness, I'm not too sure if this has an effect on frame rate or not. But even so, it's automatically set to high as soon as you start a new game, if you have the expansion pack inserted. So keep that in mind. Maybe that's why I was having problems earlier. Who knows? Anywho, let's head back into the game. So of course, when you pass over one of these thought stones, you'll get a brief explanation on what it is you're supposed to do, and also more or less how to play the game. It is very straightforward. Push A to jump, push B to fire your magic fists, and bazinga, there we go, we're done. Great, you have just smashed a pirate cage! Destroy lots of them and they're full of energy. What's more, you'll see that bright spear over there? That's a yellow lum. Gather a lot of them. They'll give you access to secret places, and they'll teach you all the secrets of the world. Take the lum and hold L down, you'll see. Okay. Why don't we take a quick look at that? Let's see. Yellow lums are the 1,000 fragments of the heart of the world broken by the pirates. They contain universal knowledge. The more you gather, the more you'll learn. You can access the world secrets of the world by pressing and holding L. Find 49 lums to advance. I think that means 49 lums in order to advance to a certain stage or a certain level later on in the story. So, getting back to controls, you can hold the Z button to strafe around from side to side, and you can use the C buttons to rotate the camera around. Just keep in mind though that pushing right C will rotate the camera to the left, left C will rotate it to the right, and during this era, the camera controls are inverted. Not like the modern era where it actually works proper, you know what I mean? So to activate your helicopter hair, just push the A button while you're in the air, and bada bing, bada boom, you're good to go. Also, when you grab onto a ledge, you can quickly pull yourself up by pushing the A button again. Daddy saved Rayman! Where's Daddy? That is to say, we were separated in, Not Daddy Globox! We want our daddy! Don't worry. Now don't worry, kiddies. I'll bring your dad back. I promise. But first, I gotta go and I gotta find Lee. She likes to hang out around here. Have you seen her? What? The mean old pirates took Lee over there. I gotta set her free. Way to jump to assumptions there, Rayman, but to be fair, considering everything that's going on in the world, that does make sense. Now we get to a fun little underutilized mechanic known as wall climbing. Just jump against these two skinny walls and just push the A button to cling on. You can also move across the wall on a horizontal plane, but you don't really need to do that all that often. Splendid, Rayman! I'm the king of the Tinsies. I congratulate you on your courage. What's this, Legend of Zelda? Ocarina of Time? Don't listen to him, I'm the king of the Tinsies. But... no! I'm the real king! Come on, who's the king? It's me! It's me! 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 No, me! Damn it, it's me!
Stop! Now what's Bayou?
I absolutely must see Lee. Do you know where she is? Way to pick the king, you dimwit. This is not easy to say, but I have to tell you this. The pirates have taken Lee to the Fairy Glade, and they've locked her in one of their strongholds. To find her, you'll need to go through the Hall of Doors. The wall is a magic place, or the hall is a magic place. It leads to many other worlds. Only the Teensies know how to get there. The passage requires 5 Lums, but I see that you have them. Prepare yourself for a great journey. What's kind of funny is that void right there, in the original PlayStation version, it's just a solid ground with a portal. Or with a portal-like box thing, instead of being a void. Why that is, I don't know. But it seems like every other version has this void. I don't get it. Alright. Welcome to the Hall of Doors. Rayman, you are now in the Hall of Doors. From here, you may enter many new worlds. Use the analog stick to place the lum on the door of your choice, and press A to jump. In other words, just jump right on in. Now hurry and rescue Lee! She is being held in the fairy glade. Sure thing. So when viewing the Hall of Doors, you'll notice that these different portals have 2 distinct colors, an orangish yellowish red color and a bluish yellow color. So when it comes to the different colors, this yellow color like thing here indicates that the level is fully complete. However, the blue indicates that there are still collectibles here you need to collect. This will be a 100% playthrough, meaning I am going to be collecting all the Lums in the game, including the hidden Lum that we'll get into a little later. Alongside that, we'll also be getting all of the Tinsy cages too. So, in this game there are 1,000 Lums and 80 cages. And I will be coming through every single level just to find absolutely everything. I did watch a speedrun of this game recently for 100%, so I have a pretty good idea of where everything is. I just hope I can keep everything committed to memory. For now, in we go! Oh, and one more thing. This particular level right here, we will not be able to 100% on our first go. Why? Because there's actually a hidden area of which we cannot access from here. Instead, we'll have to go into another level in order to even access the place. So keep that in mind. Now then, when it comes to the swimming controls in this game, you don't really get to swim all that often, but it is pretty simple and straightforward. Just push the Z button to descend deeper underwater, and push and hold the A button to return to the surface. Keep in mind that Rayman cannot breathe underwater, much like pretty much every living being ever, unless you're a fishman from One Piece, or a merman, whatever sea creature you are. Just saying. You do need air in order to breathe and live, you know? So, in order to refill your air, you have to either return to the surface of the water, or grab blue Lums. Blue Lums, I believe, respawn over time, but once collected, they stay collected for a while. They don't count towards your totals, so keep that in mind as well. Swimming not advised. Okay. That's... nice chomp. Screw you, game. So alongside yellow Lums, we'll be able to collect red Lums, which restore your health. Which we've already seen as soon as we began our great escape, you know what I mean? Funny enough, when I did watch the speedrun of this game, there were some pretty nutty glitches I've seen, and it was definitely entertaining to say the least. I don't think I'll be performing any of those glitches at all, but it is something worth mentioning anyway. One glitch in particular is like swimming anywhere or swimming in the air. It's a pretty complex trick from what I've noticed. But it doesn't mean that it can't be done. Hurry up, Rayman, we want our daddy back! Okay, I get it, thanks. So alongside the other Lums I've mentioned previously, there are the green Lums. if you grab one of them, they mark as a checkpoint. So if you were to fall into a hazard or fall into a pit and die, then you will respawn, albeit you do lose a little bit of health in the process. So that's something to keep in mind. However, that's not really all that bad, all things considered. It could be a hell of a lot worse. Meaning, if you could jump into a pit and just instantly die, that would be a game over, and that would be a really sad time for everyone. Know what I mean? Again, I really hope things are going well as far as the quality is concerned. Everything looking good. Hello, Shawaria. Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. Hopefully everything looks good. Nothing's scuffed. And by scuffed, I mean as far as visuals and audio is concerned, everything should be in sync. If it's not, please let me know immediately. But to answer your question, I've been pretty good. Had a little bit of a rough start because OBS crashed like 3 times. But I did manage to get things working eventually. And here we are. We're actually in the game now. Hello there, buddy. How you doing? I'm not sure why that particular tune plays there when you're grabbing onto the vine. Is it supposed to be that significant of an event? Maybe it's just to signify, hey, you found something pretty neat. Also, another thing worth mentioning too when it comes to the camera work, if you wanted to reset behind Rayman, just push and hold the Z button, or just push the Z button. It's really not that hard if you really think about it. In fact, Rayman 2 is one of the easiest games I played, ever. Even back in the day. Funny enough, when it came to the... It's funny how I just said this game is easy, and I fell into a frickin' watery grave. Funny. So anyway, as I was saying... Shoot, what was I saying? Damn it, death got me distracted. Oh yeah. The save file I overwritten, I think it was from way back in my childhood, and I only completed roughly 70% of the game. I have beaten this game a few times and across different console versions, but for this N64 release, I've only made it roughly 70% of the way through. And I think I was going for 100% in that particular playthrough. Also, before we continue, there's a hidden alcove over here, and what's even more hilarious is that this alcove does not exist in the original PlayStation 1 release. Why? Well, as I mentioned previously, the PlayStation version is like an entirely different version of the game. Also, screw you. You want to know how different it is? Well, first off, it's the first version of Rayman 2 to offer full-fledged voice acting. Albeit, when it comes to the voice acting in that particular game, or just in Rayman 2 in general, it's kind of hit and miss. Oh, come on, really? Stupid fish. You made me look bad. As I was saying, the voice acting is kind of but it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. What's even more baffling and weird is, as far as I know, each version that offers voice acting of Rayman 2, they have an entirely different voice cast for each one. I don't know why that is. Consistency. What the hell is that? I don't know if the Dreamcast version offers full-fledged voice acting or not. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows for sure? I haven't played it, and I haven't really seen any sort of major gameplay from it. But still, just saying. Also, you may be wondering, why did I go for another swim? Because death warping is very much a thing, and it's super fast to get back to where we need to go. So another thing worth mentioning too, you may notice that some of the red lums are scattered around on a line. and as soon as you collect one, other ones begin to sparkle a bit. Well, the reason for this is because those additional lums that are scattered around are timed. By that I mean they'll disappear after a set amount of time passes. That's cool. I'm glad that you were able to play Kirby 64 via NSO. Careful, there are lots of pirates in the area. There's a good chance you'll have to fight one. To move around during combat, press Z. This will allow you to keep your enemy targeted and make it easier to avoid his shots. So strafing in fights like this is pretty damn important. Albeit, you can very easily just not strafe and still come out unscathed. But I will say, strafing is definitely the way to go. Another thing too with combat, it is pretty damn easy. Now watch this. You may notice some pirates just laying around about being lazy bums. You can get the first strike in, or you can instantly kill them with the environment like this. I love doing that. It's hilarious. You can also just as easily sneak by them if you happen to walk slowly enough. But I would say it's not 100% practical, but that's just me. So another thing too when it comes to the lums is that if you notice bigger lums with googly eyes, those lums are worth 5 lums or 5 yellow lums. While regular, everyday lums that don't have those eyes, well, oops. Those particular lums are only worth 1. I also learned about this recently. Apparently you can strafe while you're climbing around on monkey bars like this. It's pretty neat. And it also apparently allows you to move a little bit faster too. Okay, that was easy. Really, when it comes to a whole puzzle solving and stuff, it's really not that hard if you think about it. Another thing too, when it comes to the enemy encounters, most enemies in this game can be avoided altogether. You can just ignore the enemies and just continue on your merry way if you so desire. Yeah, pretty much. There's 1,000 fireflies, aka yellow lums, to collect in total throughout the entire game. In this stage, or in this level, there's 50 of them. Unfortunately, we cannot collect all 50 in this run. Why? Because there's an area which we cannot access yet. We'll have to come back way later. Free me, Rayman! Find the machine and destroy it! Time to unleash our rage against the machine. That was the worst pun I could possibly come up with. So, I apologize if you choose to leave right now. So this first major challenge, as a kid, I could not figure this out for the life of me. Why? Because that. But really, it's not that hard. It really isn't. All you have to do is just toss the barrel into the air, destroy the bomb that spawns, catch it, and continue your way forward. As you destroy more and more of these parts, I thought that bomb was going to intercept it. As I was saying, as you continue to destroy more and more of these parts, I believe more bombs are going to be spawning frequently. You can also move yourself a little bit forward to catch the barrel, which I wouldn't advise it for a casual player, but speedrunners, hell yeah, they do this. That's 2 down, only 1 more to go. You may notice a little patchwork when it comes to certain surfaces like doors and even the machine like this. Lighter shades of yellow when it comes to those bandages or patches. They can be destroyed easily by means of your magic fist. However, when it comes to the more rougher looking ones that are more golden, those unfortunately have to be destroyed with explosives. Like this. Boom, baby. There goes. Hello, Lee. Good to see you. Lee, are you okay? Oh, Rayman, at last! I was afraid Globox had failed. He gave me the Silver Lum, but we got separated. I need to find him and get rid of the pirates. But to do that, I'll need all my powers. I am too weak to give you back all your powers. They broke the primordial energy core into 1,000 Lums, and combining the energy has become very difficult. But there may be another solution. Have you ever heard of Policus? No. He's the spirit of the world. His powers are immense. He could help you defeat the pirates. Unfortunately, he has been sealed for many years, or secluded. My mistake. But there is a legend which says he could be awakened. If you reunite the 4 masks. The 4 masks? These masks are magical and very powerful. They are hidden in secret and mysterious places. Find them, Rayman. It's our only hope. I'll help you by giving you all the energy I've gathered. Ooh. Looks like we got ourselves a new power already. Nice to see you. Yahoo! Good luck, Rayman. You too, Lee. You too. Now you can grab onto the purple Lums. And the purple Lums are like swinging trapeze, monkey bar like things. They're hoops. That's all you really need to know. Just fire your magic fist, grab on, and let physics do the work. And unlike nuts and bolts, physics are very much a thing and actually exist. And they work. As intended. Holy crap, what a concept! Okay. Alright, we're almost done here. Welcome to the final area of this level, which, funny enough, this is one of the longer levels in the entire game. I don't know how long every single level is, but from my recollection, the ones that feature the mass guardians and whatnot that you have to grab and really deal with, those levels are even longer than this one. Great! Hey there, buddy. How you doing? When it comes to combat in this game, it does start off, like, pathetically easy. It does get a little bit more difficult later, but not by much. And even childhood me was like, this is no problem, I can deal with these guys. It's easy. It really is. Oh, hey there, Murphy. What's up? You see these air currents, Rayman? Activate your helicopter in them and you'll fly. Neat. However, in order to fly, you do need to stay in the helicopter form. Which, if you disengage, then, yeah, you're going down. And it's also pretty easy to miss, to just completely miss your target. And if that happens, unfortunately, you're gonna be going a long, long way down. And it ain't exactly pretty. Thankfully, if you aren't going for every single lum in the game and you're just going for base completion, you don't have to worry too much about missing these tornadoes that are just sitting around about. And it's also pretty easy to accidentally fall underneath of them. So, keep that in mind. But really, for the most part, these aren't too bad. And And once you get the yellow lums that are in these things, then you should be good, and you should be able to activate your helicopter again without too much of a problem. Okay. So, you may be wondering, which version of Rayman 2 did I play first, out of all the different versions that are out there? Well, to answer your potential question, I played the original N64 version first. Like, way back in the day. Funny enough, I still have that cartridge on, in my closet. The reason why I'm using the EverDrive as opposed to the actual cartridge is because I want to preserve the copy of the game I have. I want to keep it safe, you know. Break the cages, their energy will make you less vulnerable. Thank you for the advice. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. At the end of most levels, we will have to rescue these Tinsys that are trapped in cages. Once you summon it, then you just follow it to the end and bada bing, bada boom, we're done. At the end of each level, we will get a tally of how many things we managed to collect. And if you manage to collect absolutely everything, you will get access to a bonus level. But like I mentioned previously, for this one, in this particular level, we won't be able to fully complete it until later. For now, let's continue. Alright, let's go ahead and save progress and continue. Now, on to the Marshes of Awakening. Neat. When it comes to this particular level, I feel as though this is one of the more difficult levels. Not the most difficult thing in the world, but you'll soon see what I mean when it comes to difficulty. It can vary from person to person, but if you're a champion of Dark Souls and Elden Ring, and you can play both of those games blindfolded, then this is literally a walk in the park. What's this? Warning! This is unknown territory! Tourism may be hazardous! Are you sure about that? He looks nice. No, you can't enter here! Only those who know the name of this place can pass. So shoot! Come back when you know the name! I have a feeling that we're going to be back here later. That much is a guarantee. Also, I'm going for a swim. Why? Because somebody once told me the world is going to rule me. I know, I'm terrible. Nice. Did not mean to go for that extra swim. That was completely unnecessary. Oh, come on. I can definitely make that. I don't need to jump on the lily pads like a frickin' wimp. Okay, forget it. We'll take the intended path, okay? You win, game. Screw you. Good job, me! So, one other thing worth mentioning here. If you do happen to die and lose all your health, then what happens... Death doesn't really have too much of a consequence. You just go back to the beginning of an area. Even if you hit a green lum, you do have to respawn back at the very beginning of the area. So keep that in mind. How can I ever thank you? Forget it, Sam. I forgot how good it feels to... I don't know. Tell me, do you know where to find the four masks of Policus? Sorry, Rayman, I don't know what you're talking about. But I did see Globox get captured by two pirates. They took him somewhere out beyond the marshes. If you like, I can help you get over to the other side. You can grab onto my scarf by shooting at it. Then press A to jump and Z to speed up. Come on, let's go! Sounds good to me. What could possibly go wrong? By the way, when you're speeding up, you essentially lose all sense of control. And in order to keep your speed up, you do have to hold the Z button down. So keep that in mind. And it's also pretty easy to fall off, too. If you happen to fall off and die, then you just go back to where you previously were. Like, before this even began. Excellent. So far, so good. That's not good. What is up with this game? Okay, I don't understand. Well, that's bad. Time to reload the game. Damn it all! I did not mean to return back to the Fairy Glade. Whoops. If you enter a level accidentally, you can very easily just go back the way you came and just hop back into the portal and leave. So, unfortunately, we will have to re-watch the cutscenes that we watched earlier, which kind of stinks, and also recollect everything all over again. But, it is what it is. And you may be wondering, why is it that I reloaded the game rather than continued? Well, I wanted those Lums, damn it. I know I can collect them all, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Screw you, game. Okay. By the way, this particular Lum is pretty easy to miss. You may think that it is... Okay. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. What I am saying is, if you're not vigilant enough, you can very easily miss Lums. Like I did, like a frickin' chump. And unfortunately, excuse me, we cannot skip any cutscenes. You can fast forward through some of them by mashing through the A button, but unless you see a little blue arrow next to the dialogue, you unfortunately cannot skip that dialogue. And there's no other way to make it go faster. It's dumb, I know, but it is what it is. Alright, let's try again. And hopefully this time without difficulty. By the way, speeding up does have another benefit, which you may or may not know about, which is... you can make Rayman's... son of a bitch, as I was saying. You can make Rayman's hitbox smaller. But as I mentioned before, you do lose all sense of control. So, yeah, you can't really control Rayman while you're speeding up like this. But it is worth it for crouching underneath obstacles and stuff. Just keep in mind, if you happen to get hit, then you're knocked out of the speed up animation. And if you get hit again, then... yeah... oof. Oh, that's not good. I did not want to miss that cage. Yeah, I actually got that this time. Good. I only got the damn Lums. Now we can move on to the next area. One other nice thing, too, is if you do happen to perish, then anything you collect up to the previous checkpoint, then you get to keep. Good job. Nice smack dab into the frickin' bomb. Okay, I think for this, you are intended to jump at just the right way to okay. Well, I got the Lum. That's all that matters. Good job. It does suck that we have to go back every time we do perish, but it's really not that bad. It could be far worse. Oh dear! Oh dear! What did you do? How did that line not break, I will never know. And I missed. I frickin' missed. Oh my god. Hit me! Thank you! I wanted to get hit so I can grab that yellow lum off the frickin' boat. And I was going to say that the hit detection in this game when it comes to collecting lums and stuff is pretty generous. But sometimes it just flat out doesn't work. I don't know why, unless you're dead center. This game is weird. But this is Rayman we're talking about here. It's supposed to be weird. Everything is weird. Considering the fact that Rayman has no connecting limbs is weird enough as it is. And there's actually a reason why. And that is the programmers were having a bit of a hard time programming Rayman with limbs. So they made the... Oh my god, I can't believe I missed. Goddamn. Hello, Lizard Longer. Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. And yes, I agree. This part can be frustrating. Especially if you're going for 100%. Which is exactly what I'm trying to do here. God damn it. Thankfully, it's not the... Son of a bitch. It's not the worst part in the entire game by far. And even if we do happen to lose all of our health and die, I believe we do get to keep everything that we collected up to this point, so all we have to worry about is just respawning. And you don't have to worry about lives or continues or anything like that in this game. No, not like the first one, where you run out of lives, it really is game over. How did I miss? I don't know how that missed. Maybe I'm not jumping high enough? But I feel like if I do jump too high, then I'm just gonna overshoot everything. Damn it. This is annoying. It's just this one yellow lum. Why does it have to be such a pain in the ass to get? It's off the freaking fishing boat of a pirate. What could be so dangerous about that? Oh, right, you're getting shot at. That's how. Ow. By the way, I do believe it's possible to cling back on to, you can cling back on by firing another magic fist at this guy. Just keep in mind, though, that the chance of recovery is relatively slim. And I think that's his name. Then again, maybe I'm misremembering. Regardless, though, if you do get knocked off, it's not the end of the world. Just keep in mind, though, that the timing to recover is pretty damn low. Oh, come on, really? Screw you, game. Gotta love them fish and them bombs. Go again. I wouldn't be surprised if I do end up kicking the bucket here, just because of this damn lum. And to be fair, it really wouldn't be that bad. Ah, bugger. You gotta love getting shot at, too. Just trying to line up absolutely perfectly while also dodging frickin' bullets! There we go, finally! Now we just gotta make it to the end and hopefully not perish. There we go. Rayman? So long. Come and see me again if you can. Aww. I promise I will. I will miss you, my friend. Me too. No time to lose. By the way, this gibberish of which Rayman and friends are speaking, it does have an official name for the language. And it's all thanks to the PlayStation 2 release of the game known as Rayman Revolution. It's called Raymanian. Yeah, that's totally not pretentious at all. So, now that we managed to actually 100% a level, we now get access to a bonus level, which is rather interesting. You'll see what I mean. Welcome to the bonus stage. This pretty little fairy has gifts for Rayman. And what are those gifts? Well, you'll find out if we manage to win. Help baby Globox get to her before the pirate does. To make him run, repeatedly press A and B one after the other as fast as you can. Like you're playing a Mario Party minigame. In other words, it's not Mecha Marathon. And I did not mean to do that, but whatever. Oops. If you haven't hit start at any time, you can restart the race. But keep in mind that if you do happen to lose, then you don't get any bonuses even if you do attempt the race again. Bravo! You're really fast! Look what Rayman has won because of you! 22 seconds ain't too bad. By the way, the bonuses you can receive usually range from a health refill, or at least a good chunk of health restored, along with something else too that you can win later on down the line. But for now, we kind of have to continue. If you want to restart the race, press A, otherwise press Start, and select Hall of Doors. Okay, on to the next level, the Bayou. Meanwhile, the pirate prison ship slaves now on board, 22,730. And it's steady climbing. Interesting. In Razorbeard's private cabin, you'll pay for that, soldier! Who dares disturb me? Your horribleness! He made it to the swamp! What? You incompetent imbecile! Send the warships and destroy him! He mustn't get his grubby hands on the four masks! Well then, that's not too good. Funny enough, in the PlayStation release, instead of eating a yellow lum, he instead eats a red lum. Why? Because in the PlayStation version, instead of having 1,000 lums to collect, you have 800 instead. Why? Because that version of the game is shorter than any other release. Also, what's this over here? Here you can win life force and power, and you have enough lums to get there. Ooh, neat. So we have a fun little sort of bonus level. In order to access these levels, you do have to have enough lums in order to access them in the first place. And there's 2 of these in the entire game as far as I know. There's this one, known as the Walk of Life, and there's another one called the Walk of Power. Are you serious right now? Come on. The goal of these is not to win the race against Lee, because I'm pretty sure it's next to impossible for a casual to do so. Instead, you just have to make it to the end within the time limit. And thankfully, it's pretty easy to do. But if you do happen to run out of time, then you do just go back to the previous checkpoint with a little bit of health lost. And if you happen to die, you just have to restart the entire race. Also keep in mind too is that these races do have lums to collect. They don't have any Tinsys, thankfully, but that doesn't mean you can let your guard down. I overshot that. Wow. One other pretty interesting tidbit about these races is that even though Lee is faster than Rayman, she is kind enough to wait for him if you need to catch up to her. Whatever, screw you. Okay. So if you run out of time, you just have to restart the race. Not a big deal. And the other consequence is that you just lose a little bit of health. And that's all you really need to worry about. Come on, hit the thing, please. Thankfully, you do get to keep the Lums you collected up to this point. So, if you take your time and try to collect all the Lums, and you happen to run out of time during the race, it's no big deal. Just redo it, and you'll be able to hold on to everything you collected. Speedrunners, on the other hand, that is a bit of an unfortunate oopsie, and it's grounds for a reset. But even so, I'm just saying. Also, you don't have to do these levels necessarily. They are entirely optional, but they are required for 100%. So that's something to keep in mind. By the way, if you're trying to figure out and gauge distances and whether or not to activate your helicopter and when you should, keep an eye on Rayman's Shadow. Rayman's Shadow is gonna be the way to go. But really, it's not that bad if you think about it. And as far as I know, when it comes to the Lums, there are only single Lums you have to worry about collecting here. No big, googly-eyed 5-Lum beasts. You know what I mean? Oh my god, I can't believe that missed. Whatever, at least I still managed to get it anyway. I never really explained how I'm even doing this right now, or have the setup even working. And I use that in the loosest sense possible. Alright, we made it! Well done, Rayman, that was very fast! Said no one. 2 minutes and 4 seconds and 24 milliseconds. You make a good hero to increase your chances. Here's some more energy. Thank you. So, getting back to what I was saying though, if you're wondering how I'm making this possible, as I mentioned earlier, I have to do this really weird-ass workaround in order to get the Elgato to even freaking work. And when I say work, I mean work. In air quotes. So, in order for this to even work at all, what I have to do is first disable direct capture via OBS Studio. Then I had to create a new source, which is a window capture, and also have a... Okay, so after creating the new browser source, or no, not browser source, but the new source, which is window capture, I have to capture the 4K utility window. Then I have to make sure the Nintendo 64 is turned on. Then open up 4K capture utility. Then open up OBS Studio in that order. If I don't do it in that order, then unfortunately it's not gonna work. And I'll run into crashes, or worse, audio problems. Granted, I ran into crashes earlier before the stream technically began. I mean, it did for like the first 5 minutes, but after I tried to start the game, then it crashed multiple times. Which, let me tell you, that wasn't fun to deal with at all. But, so long as I actually manage to get into the game, then everything will work. Again, very strange and really dumb workaround. Why do I have to do this instead of doing the direct capture like I can with everything else that isn't a retro console? Well, the reason for this... You're not going to believe me when I say this, but Elgato does not play nice with retro consoles at all. It'll work perfectly fine if I connect the Elgato to a console that has a native HDMI port. Attack, even if Razorbeard scares you. No, really? I was just gonna stand there and watch him, make cookies. Nice miss. By the way, if you happen to die enough times, or just happen to die frequently, then you will receive words of encouragement and a bit of a push from Lee. Sometimes she may also offer you hints and tips, but don't count on those very often. It's mostly words of encouragement. So that's something to keep in mind. By the way, there's also a Tinsy cage over here. Pretty easy to miss. By the way, if you know what you're doing with your magic fists, you can very easily rebound the fists themselves, or just the magic projectiles, and make it so they... You can make it so they bounce off and hit the objects that you're really looking to hit, like cages, and even pirates themselves, too, and switches. Get used to this. You're going to be doing this often. Also, hi, how you doing? So, we have a different colored pirate. They pretty much fight the same, except I believe these guys deal a little bit more damage, and they also take more hits to kill. By the way, if you get hit by a barrel right there, you get squished, Rayman. I don't even want to know what that is. I'm not going to look it up, and you shouldn't either, because I see enough stuff online as it is. By the way, you can also jump on top of the barrels as they're rolling around too, like it's freaking Donkey Kong, which I find that to be pretty damn neat. However, you really shouldn't count on that too often, because sometimes the hit detection can be a little wonky. Also, say hello to this fun little pirate. He's totally nice. Speaking of flat Rayman, get over here, asshole. This pirate can't be killed by traditional means. In order to get rid of him, you have to lure him off the level. Although, doing something like that is pretty easy if you know what you're doing. Also, if you happen to hit him with your magic fists, you can lure him over and aggro him. Or them, whatever pronouns they choose to go by. Even so, I'm just saying. When it comes to opening the cages, it typically takes 2 shots in order to open them. And we're done here. Cool. One more thing worth mentioning too is when it comes to the bonus levels, you don't have to do them. As soon as you get access to them and you load up the level, just simply push start and return to the Hall of Doors. Okay, that sure took a little bit longer than necessary. Dude, come on. We're standing inside of each other. That's hilarious. Only I bring the oddities here, no matter what I play. Okay. So as far as the bonus is concerned for this particular stage, if I have to guess, it's probably along the lines of just getting some extra health, which I don't really need. I'm already full. Alright, on to our first Sanctuary level, the Sanctuary of Water and Ice. This is gonna be real interesting. Why? Because this is the first level that is gatekeeped. It's a gatekeeper sort of level. Why? If you don't have enough Lums to access this level, then you are forced to retreat and go back to some of the previous levels and collect enough Lums to access it. And you'll soon see what I mean. Why they gotta gatekeep this crap, I don't know. Welcome back, Rayman! So, did you guys figure it out? Are you the real king? We're a little more organized now. So they take turns. You're now in the council chamber of the Tinsys. From here, we can let you enter other worlds. The trip will demand lots of energy. But I see that you have gathered plenty of Lums. Prepare yourself to discover a new world. Neat. By the way, this whole gatekeeping thing applies to all versions of the game. And I think it also includes the PlayStation 2 version. Go on, go in! Alright, here we go. Welcome to the first sanctuary. This is gonna be interesting. I did not mean to do that. Whoops. Believe it or not, there is a dock back here. Obviously, walking into the water here is... yeah, it's kind of bad. But I'm going for another swim anyway. Lol. No. Also, I don't know why, but the crabs damage you. I guess it makes sense considering they pinch you, and pinching crabs hurt. As mentioned previously, most of the pirate encounters in this game are entirely optional. You don't have to fight these guys. Instead, you could just ignore them and run for the hills. Funny enough, it is encouraged to do something like that later on in the game with certain enemies, as fighting them is not necessarily fruitless, but it just takes far too long to defeat them. Also, this crab just needs to go. It's being crabby. And it's robbing me of my frickin' shots. Whatever. No big deal. Okay, how far are we? Only an hour and 11 minutes. Granted, we had a few technical hiccups earlier. Also, this level right here is pretty nutty when it comes to the speed run on 100%. Because this is another one of those levels that activate the swimming in air glitch. And when that glitch in particular is activated here, it is quite the spectacle, because they swim through and bypass the puzzle required in order to progress. Instead, they swim to the loading zone. I don't think I can pull anything like that off. In fact, I'm not even going to worry about that. Because I'm not a speedrunner when it comes to this game. No. Maybe in the future I'll learn it, but for now, we're not going to worry about it. Okay. So here's the major obstacle we need to conquer. As you can see, there is this big door and 2 pillars. In order to access the door and just open it up, we have to gather 2 corresponding colored orbs. Once we collect them, then we can open the door. Pretty simple and straightforward. However, getting these orbs is, I would say, anything but. One more thing worth mentioning too is when it comes to these barrels, you can only carry around 1 at a time. And it's also pretty damn dumb that you can't move all that fast when carrying barrels. But alas, it is what it is. Thankfully, once you bust down the door, it does stay busted until you die. Here's a magic spear. To grab it, stand in front of it. If you want to toss it in the air, press A. If you want to toss it in front of you, press B. Put the spears onto the bases of the same color, and the temple doors will open. If you lose one, go back where you last held it. I'm sure you'll find it there again. That's neat. So if you happen to toss it out of bounds or something, then it's really not that big of a deal. Just go and retrieve it, you dink. Also, if you want to carry these things super fast, just grab it, toss it forward, and just repeat until you reach your destination. Thankfully, the hit detection when it comes to throwing the spears onto the pillars is really generous. So, that's pretty neat. I wonder what else I can find when it comes to holding down the L button. I think you could also learn a bit more about the game's world and its lore. By the way, you have to stand perfectly still. How the hell did that miss, and why did it fly across the map? Who knows? And really, who cares? Doors open, that's all that matters. Let's see. So if you happen to hold down the L button, you'll be able to read the different lore of all the different Lums that exist in the world. And the Lums required to advance means that you'll be able to advance further into the lore. So once you collect them all, you'll be able to learn more about the lore of the world. So that's pretty nice. Also, don't forget to grab these Lums. Pretty easy to miss, considering that the door to progress is literally right in front of you. Okay, 10 Lums left. This part's gonna be frustrating beyond belief when we're going after all the Lums. So one thing I haven't mentioned yet when it comes to the control scheme is sliding. Sliding in this game is wonky as crap. As you can see, you can't really control your slide once you begin. Thank you. I wanted to fall back down. So, if you really want to turn left and right successfully, you're going to want to make slow adjustments to the analog stick, or something like that. I'm not too sure. And be prepared to die a lot when it comes to this sort of crap. Especially when you're dealing with wonky sliding physics. Something that was absolutely perfected in Super Mario 64 years earlier. It's kind of sad, but it's true. You can jump off the slides if you need to, but it's not exactly easy to pull that off. I don't know if you can slow down on the slides or not. I'm pretty sure you can't. But if you rub up against certain wall surfaces, it might be possible to go back up a slide. But doing something like that, yeah, not exactly easy to do. So you kind of have to plan your jumps and slides in advance. Especially if you're looking to collect everything. Jumping helps. It most certainly does. But again, going in the direction you want to go, yeah, not exactly easy now, is it? Bugger me. Good job. Way to hit the death plate. Also, another thing worth mentioning too is you can't really deal with you can't make shortcuts. As I clearly demonstrated, you'll hit a death plane trigger. And yeah, you're off to the Shadow Realm. I really hate sliding segments in this game, just because you can't really control yourself. It might be possible to slow down if you hold down on the analog stick. I mean, it kind of works, except you slide either to the left or right while doing so. Okay. Damn it! Well, at least I got one. Better one than none. Gotta love depth perception. I seriously hate the sliding controls if you couldn't tell. And what's even more annoying is that sliding from place to place is a pretty common thing you're going to be doing in this game. Don't be surprised if we end up dying here. I know I've mentioned that earlier, and we didn't die, thankfully, but there's a very real possibility we could die here, thanks to the slide of death. Also, don't forget to jump when you need to. Otherwise, bye-bye. I missed. I freaking missed. Alright, this is fine. By the time we finish the slide, we should be at 49 out of 50 Lums. I know it seems weird that we don't get all 50 during the slide, but trust me, there's a reason. There's actually one cleverly hidden Lum at the very end of the stage. And it's also very easy to miss if you don't know where to look. Can I please turn to the right? That would be fantastic. I missed again. I seriously do hope that I get to hold on to all my Lums if I do end up dying here. Also, get used to the low health sound effect. When you're low on health, then yeah, it's kind of like that one death song that plays in Pokemon Black and White when a Pokemon's about to faint. It's something like that. Well, damn it. That sucks. Alright, off we go. Okay, good. We get to keep everything. Good. It's just as I thought. You just go back to the very beginning of the area. The red Lums respawn, but whatever you collected, whether it be yellow Lums or teensy cages, you get to keep them. So that's nice. I noticed the audio cut out a little bit. That's interesting. Okay. I think for this, what I'm gonna need to do here... Instead of jumping with one big jump after that particular ramp, I need to land on the smaller ramp and then jump immediately upon landing. I think that's how it works. Nice miss. Let's go again. So, another pretty big version difference between the early releases of Rayman 2: The Great Escape is on the N64 and PlayStation versions of the game, I'm pretty sure the game runs at 30 FPS. However, on the Dreamcast and PlayStation 2 releases, they can run up to 60 FPS. I don't know how I grabbed that, honestly, I don't, but I'm happy! Yay! Now we can finally reach the very end of the slide and face our first major boss, Axel, Guardian of the Sanctuary of Water and Ice. Got it memorized. Follow the purple Lums and shoot this, stalactite. Stalagmite, whatever the flip it is. Whatever the difference is between the two, I don't know, and I really don't care. But really, the boss fight itself is not really much of a fight, it's more like a puzzle. In fact, I believe all boss battles like this are puzzles. there we go. We're done. Guardian defeated.
Yeah!
Okay. And we're pretty much done with this level. However, before we leave, there is a yellow lum like right up here. And there it is. That's the final one. Leo. All finished here. Ooh. I wonder what's happening here. Whatever, there's a connection's being established. I guess to prove ourselves worthy of the mask that waits inside. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the first mask. The first of 4. It's creepy, ain't it? Unfortunately, we cannot wear it. Why? Because it would scare every living being in the world. No, the actual reason is because it serves a much greater purpose. Welcome! I am Polycus, the spirit of the world. I see that you have found the first of my 4 masks. For now, I am far away and can only speak in dreams. But if you bring me the last 3 masks, I will awaken and help you to fight the pirates. Well, here you go. Told you it's creepy, ain't it? Be strong. Our world's destiny is in your hands. And not in the hands of a frickin' bungee cord, if you catch my drift. I'll see myself out. Alright. Access granted. By the way, if you want to return to any bonus levels that you previously unlocked, you just have to complete the levels again. And by complete, I mean you just need to finish it. Marinere Hills. Sounds fun. In we go. Careful! What's up, Murphy? This place is guarded by a walking shell. I've heard that it might be possible to tame it. So it's like a horse. Thanks for the tip. No problem. If you're wondering how it's possible to tame these deadly rockets of death, it's actually quite simple. But we'll worry about that in a few moments. For now, there's actually a secret around here. As far as where that is... Here it is. There we go. Nice. It's actually a pretty well hidden secret too, so that's something to keep in mind. Well, the rocket's gone. Dang it! Thankfully, these rockets respawn infinitely. So if one explodes, it's not the end of the world. But in order to quote-unquote tame it, what you have to do is have it chase you for a while until it gets tired. Afterwards, hop on. Nice. Bravo! You figured out how to ride the shell! Press B to go faster and press A to get off. But you can't get off if it's going too fast. Of course. That would be kind of dangerous if you try jumping off of a speeding bullet. You know what I mean? So again, when it comes to these pirates, you do have to deal with them, I'm pretty sure, if you want to open this door. Otherwise, yeah, you ain't getting in, sonny. You know what's strange? It feels like this game it can potentially run at 60 FPS on N64. But you don't really get to see it run at 60 FPS all that often. I don't know, it's kind of strange to describe. You just have to watch the visuals on any sort of television that supports up to 60 Hz. I'm just saying, it's kind of strange if you really think about it. Then again, maybe it is running at 30 FPS, it's just super smooth. Just like Banjo-Kazooie has like this falsified, like 60 FPS sort of motion blur kind of thing going on. It's still 30 FPS at the end of the day. Just saying though. Looks nice and smooth. By the way, even if you aren't going too fast, quote-unquote, it is still possible that there are instances that you cannot jump off of the rocket, not until you complete certain sections, like here. Like, you would think you would be able to hop off here, but no, you can't. One more thing worth mentioning, too, is if the rocket takes too much abuse, then unfortunately it will explode and you will die. And by die, I mean you just go back to the previous checkpoint. And before we continue, let's take a look around. What's this? Elite Troop Training Center. Danger! How is it dangerous, exactly? Well, I'll tell you, it isn't. Hell, there's not really anyone here. You may be wondering, what's the point of this barrel? Well, if you missed your rocket, then you could use that instead to blow up the door. But it also serves another purpose. Watch this. Well, that's one way of doing it. So if you happen to take one of these barrels up to a torch, you can fly with it for a short period of time. Or a set amount of distance depending on where you are. If you want to jump off of it, just push the A button and you're all set. You can't defend yourself in any way once you're on the rocket though, so keep that in mind. One more thing worth mentioning too is when battling pirates, they do have invulnerability frames just like you do. So you can't just spam shots and kill them straight away. Otherwise that would make the already easy game even easier. Like way too easy. Like brain dead easy. Oh my. Well, so much for this being an elite base of troops, you know? Jeez. Whoever was... Okay. Clark! So it was you who wiped out all these pirates. Only 20 pirates against you? They didn't stand a chance. Hello, little buddy. You want to arm wrestle? Hey, you don't look so good. Are you hurt? I must have swallowed something bad for me. To get better, I need some life potion. It's hidden near the entrance of the Marshes of Awakening. In a place called the Cave of Bad Dreams. Don't forget the name or else the guard won't let you pass. The Cave of Bad Dreams? I won't forget it. Hang in there. I'll go to the marshes and get the elixir. Thanks, little buddy. Hang in there, alright? This is another level that you cannot fully 100%. In fact, once you reach roughly the halfway mark, you will be forced out of the level. But thankfully, everything that you collected up to that point stays with you. So, off to the Marshes of Awakening. Why are we back here? Well, remember that eyeball dude who looked like a frickin' mage? Well, believe it or not, he is the gatekeeper to access to the Cave of Bad Dreams. So, let's get to it. Now, shall we? Getting to the Cave of Bad Dreams is really simple. Just follow this path all the way, and bada bing bada boom, you're good to go. Hello there, little buddy. I don't even know how that worked. As if I can see the future or something. I don't know. I can read your mind. You know the name of this place. You are now ready to enter the Cave of Bad Dreams. But before you come in, I must tell you something. I have hidden a precious treasure inside. You can keep it for yourself if you beat me to it. I'll give you a head start, but don't waste any time. If I catch you, I'll show you no mercy. Well, off we go. Welcome to the Cave of Bad Dreams. This is one of those levels that don't have any cages whatsoever, but it does have 50 Lums to collect, and getting all the Lums here is not going to be an easy task. But thankfully, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. If you're wondering how many sessions this is going to take, looking at our current pace here, and no, I'm not looking at any splits, lol. I'm gonna say 2 to 3 sessions. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where we end up after we finish everything here. Oh my god, get up, please. My goal is to at least make it to the second mask and collect it before we call it a session, but we'll have to wait and see how things turn out first. Also, keep in mind you're going to be using the helicopter a lot in this place. So, hopefully you're good at floating around or gliding to where you need to go. Otherwise, you're going into the frickin' Shadow Realm, in the Cave of Bad Dreams. I'm pretty sure there are some people out there who find this place pretty damn scary. And some people never even conquered the place just because of how scary the place really is. Me, I never had this problem as a kid. I was never scared of this place at all, just like the Eel Nagi in Super Mario 64. I was never scared. Seriously, I wasn't. It's not scary. Now then. Time to deal with these guys. They're not that hard to deal with, but there are a good number of them that you have to take out. Thankfully, the lock-on is more than capable of locking onto these guys perfectly without too much of a problem. And once you take them out, they will spawn the orb required to lift the platform up, and down we go. Come on, drop please. Okay, that works. Also, don't forget that hidden Lum. Pretty easy to miss. This is going to be a fun section because we're going to be going through 2 different paths. First is the left and there's also the right path. Each path leads to a different colored orb that we need in order to continue our way forward. Line ourselves up and go. It sounds like the audio is getting desynced from what I can tell here. I'm not too sure. It sounds fine? Oh, man. I don't think, Yeah, I think the audio is getting desynced here. I don't want to mess with the Elgato, but... Ah, Jesus. Like, it's really getting desynced, like, by several seconds. Not a big fan of this at all. This is gonna be fun to edit, that's for sure! Thankfully, I do have access to multiple audio tracks thanks to getting my 770 in working order. So, yeah, I'm gonna be editing the ever-loving piss out of the audio here. It should not be desynced. Hopefully the next time I record or just play this game again, it won't be desynced at all. But you never know. Oh, how I love this frickin' capture card when it comes to retro consoles, am I right? I mean, seriously, come on, man. Again, I am half tempted to try to do something to remedy this issue, like maybe deactivate and reactivate the window or something, or just close the Elgato or 4K capture utility and reopen it. But I really do not want to do that, because if I try to do that, then I may scuff up the audio completely. Like, it'll make it higher pitch, lower pitch, or worse, it'll crash OBS Studio. And I've already dealt with enough crashes as is. So I apologize that I can't really do anything when it comes to desyncing the desync issue right now. Also, how? How did I not die? It might have something to do with the audio buffering thing that I need to worry about. Now that I think about it, I think Pixel Wheezy even mentioned something like this when I talked to him about this sort of issue I was experiencing. I think he too mentioned that this can happen, and if it does, it should fix itself. But from my experience so far, it looks like it's not fixing itself. It's only getting worse. It's only getting worse as time goes on. Which is really, really unfortunate. So, I'm gonna have to do something I haven't done in a long time, which is edit. Edit the actual stream itself. When the YouTube version becomes available, you'll know I've edited the game audio, or more or less the game audio track, you know what I mean? Which, funny enough, that is tied to desktop audio. So if any alerts pop up, well, that's going to be a bad time, because that's also going to be completely out of sync. And due to this strange setup I have to work with here, well, the audio from here, or from the 4K capture utility, it has to come through the desktop audio. There's no way around it, unfortunately. Alright, come on. Drop, please. Drop, please. Okay. Maybe I can do something here. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try something. And this is probably gonna scuff absolutely everything up. But just in case... Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Alright, looks like we got the window back. Everything sounds good. Okay, looks like we're back in sync. So, why didn't I just do that in the first place? As I mentioned previously, there's a high chance that this shit can crash. And it has crashed multiple times today. So, again, apologies for that. Shit happens, what can I say?
Your trip ends here!
Now for the scariest part of the whole level. Not only do we have to worry about sliding around, but we also are pursued. And if we get chomped, yeah, we're dead. We are most certainly going to die. Plus, I'm pretty sure there are yellow lumps scattered throughout this whole slide too, so Yeah, be prepared to die a lot. Thank you. By the way, as you can see, there are these crystals that you can destroy. Just fire your magic fist at them. It's not rocket science. Destroying them is needed in order to progress. Dang it! So again, apologies for the whole desynced audio thing for what seems like the past hour. I really do hope that when eventually I do get my hands on a new capture device, just for retro consoles, this whole issue will just go away. As far as what capture card I have in mind, I am going to be looking into getting the AverMedia Live Gamer Mini. Because from what I've seen, that particular capture device does work with retro consoles. So there's that at least. I could have swore there was a yellow lum that I might have missed, so just in case. Whee! Into the Shadow Realm we go. We're at 40 out of 50 yellow lums, which is good. So when it comes to the difficulty of this particular slide, it depends. If you're going for all the yellow lums, then yeah, it's a pretty damn difficult slide, as you clearly see here. And even if you're not going for all the lums, it's still pretty difficult by itself. But thankfully, it's far from the worst slide in the game. No, that doesn't happen until, like, the very end. Trust me. Good job, me. Now that I think about it, now that I got the audio back in sync, I may not worry about the whole editing thing when it comes to editing the audio back. Okay, I guess I did get that lum. I'm cool with that. Okay, good. That lum right there is a pretty big bastard to get, and if you happen to continue without grabbing the lum first, then you cannot get all the lums in the level. Now for this quote-unquote boss fight. It's not really a fight. Again, it's another puzzle. What we have to do here is pretty simple. We just need to... Can I make it? Yes, I can. I'm cool with that. So, as I was saying, all we have to do is just dodge the attacks, hit the skeletons that are launched at us, and use them as a bridge. Timing is key when it comes to hitting the skeleton heads, as if you happen to hit them too soon, then they stay in a spot that you can't reach them. And if they happen to collide with another skeleton head, then both fall. And if you take too long to reach the head, then it also falls. So keep that in mind. So when you're trying to dodge the attacks, strafe like no one... strafe like your life depends on it, which, technically speaking, it does, but still, I'm just saying. I don't know how that didn't collide with the other skeleton head. Or skull. Whatever. Who cares? That's all the yellow lumps. We're done. Now we just gotta make it to the end. And make it there alive, which is a lot easier said than done. Unfortunately, if you do happen to fall during this fight, then you do have to repeat a phase, which really is not that bad. It's more annoying, if anything. Whoa! Hi! Well, I guess we're taking an early jump. Another thing too... Oh, sweet merciful Jesus. I believe the fireballs can pierce through walls. So if you're clinging onto the edge thinking you can use it as cover, yeah, that is clever, but I don't think that works. It's the Cave of Bad Dreams, after all. Where all the bad dreams reside. In other words, everyone's worst nightmares. Alright, final push! This might be enough to make it. Hell yeah! No wonder we didn't see any other, skulls appear. But here we are, we finally reached the end. Yes! Unbelievable! It's gold! Ooh, pretty. Shiny. I like it.
You defeated me. My treasure is yours. Take whatever you want.
Sounds tempting. In fact, I'm gonna take you up on that offer. I want the treasure, dang it. Yoink! The end. Well, this was the shortest playthrough I've done yet. Lol. Not really. It's a fake ending. What's even more hilarious is that you get this choice in the N64 and PlayStation 2 versions of the game. It might be a thing on Dreamcast as well, but I'm not 100% sure. But on PlayStation, no. You don't get a choice. You automatically select no treasure for me. There's even a miscellaneous speedrunning category called Take the Treasure. It's funny if you think about it.
You made it right. You made the right decision. You deserve this. Here. This is the Elixir of Life. Guard it preciously.
Thanks. But there we go. Now that we have the Elixir of Life, now we can return to Clark and heal him. But first, a quick bath. Thankfully, you don't need to do the level in its entirety in order to leave with the Elixir of Life. Instead, you just go back to the entrance. Go back to the level's entrance, save the game, and you're good to go. You can return to the Cave of Bad Dreams at any time just by selecting the level name, and bada bing bada boom, we are good to go. Alright, before we continue, I am going to go ahead and splash some water into my eyes, because I kind of need to do that. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, I'm back. Apologies for that.
I really needed to splash some water in my eyes. Anywho, back to this level. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the name of this place. Thankfully for this cutscene, I believe you can skip it by pushing B. Also, you may be wondering why did I pause the game there? I was just making sure things were still in sync. Well, that was one way of getting through that. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and ignore you guys and just continue on my merry way. There's really no need to fight them again, because we've already taken care of whatever we needed to up to this point. Also, one other thing worth mentioning too is that you can technically destroy these rockets just by shooting at them with your magic fist. And I do believe they go down in one hit. Although, destroying them is kind of pointless. Nice way to die, am I right? And I was wondering, what is up with that ticking noise? What's this, Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door when it comes to speedrunning it? Good job. Alright, let's try again. It's not rocket science, people. See what I did there? Alright. Just charge right through. That's all we need to do. I suppose the reason why I keep crashing and dying is because I'm going a bit too fast. And mashing B is not always the best option. Ow. Well, that was unfortunate. Well, whatever. It's not a big deal. Okay, off we go. Time to heal Clark and finally progress forward. Here, Clark. Here's the elixir. Thanks, little buddy. Yahoo! Now I can go crush a whole bunch more pirates. Cool, but put me down first, okay? Whoa! Wow, that was actually pretty neat. Also, you can technically exit the level over here if you so want to. And coming over here, there's not really much of a point in doing so. Unless you want to grab a few red lumps to heal yourself. But other than that, there's not much of a point in that area. Now for this section, you just need to follow Clark and also guide him. Okay. Before we continue... That took a little more effort than necessary. Also, I do feel like this particular section is a bit of an auto-scroller, which kinda sucks, but alas, it is what it is. You do have to wait for Clarky Boy in order to progress forward. Why? Because he's the only one who can break through these walls. Okay. Almost done here. We just got a little bit more to go. I wasn't sure if there was a hidden area over here or if I was thinking of an area from earlier. But, yeah, this area is pretty easy to miss if you aren't looking hard enough. Drop, please. Ow. Well, that sucked. Whatever, no big deal. Still got plenty of time to do this crap. I think we got 6 more Lums left. Oh, man. I suck. Now, why don't we try that again? And hopefully this time not crash and burn. I said not crash and burn, you dingus! Man, I suck. Alright, let's take our time and we'll be fine. I swear, it seems like the hitboxes are bigger than they should be. God damn it. I kind of wanted that Lum there. But again, no big deal. Just go back and we'll give it another shot. All part of the game. Trial and error. I do like the song that plays for this particular section. You don't really get to hear this Okay, screw you. As I was saying. You don't really get to hear that particular rendition of the song all that much. In fact, I think you'd only hear it for this one part of the game. I mean, there is another song that's very similar to the one that plays here, but doesn't really play much of anywhere else except here. Alright, all done. Now we just gotta make it through and hopefully not explode. Perfect. That took a little more effort than necessary.
Yay! Yay! Woohoo!
Talk about a leap of faith. I'm surprised that worked. If that portal wasn't there, everyone would have most certainly been dead. I don't think I really need to play this particular bonus stage, but maybe I'll do so anyway. Just for the fun of it. By the way, every single bonus stage does take place in the same area, but the paths you take to get to where you need to go is different each and every time. Whew, just made it. And as I mentioned previously, if you happen to lose the bonus race, then unfortunately you'll have to replay the stage again if you want another shot at the bonuses. Though you can still replay the race if you so desire, but there's not really much of a point, except for practice. The canopy! And it looks like we'll finally be able to see our old friend again. Off we go! Hello there! What a cute little spider! Who am I kidding? He's a scary fool! You can fight him if you want, but it's best to ignore him. Why? because he has a large health pool. Actually, it's not as big as I thought, but he does have pretty high defense, meaning every shot that you land on him only takes a small chunk of his health. And more often than not, he's going to destroy you. So, is it really worth it to try to fight him? Debatably, yeah, it is. But it's best to avoid him if you can. And try to move as fast as humanly possible. If you want to get through this section more quickly, hopping around like a freaking rabbit is the best option to go, or best way to go. God damn it. Another thing too is that you can just go and die for the Lums if you so wish. Like once you collect a Lum, don't worry about whether or not you survive to live to fight another day. So long as you get the thing, that's all that really matters in the end. Really? You couldn't give that to me? Screw you. Alright, screw it. This spider is gonna die. Also, be careful when fighting the spider around here. Why? Because if he backs you up far enough, you may accidentally leave the level. And you definitely don't want to do that. But you will at least be able to hold on to everything you collected up to this point. So I suppose there's that, but still, I'm just saying. Also, is it really worth it to take out the spider? It depends. For the most part, no, it really isn't. You do get some health back from the health you would lose normally. So, it's not the worst thing ever. So if you choose to fight, that's fine. If you don't, then you don't. It's all up to you at the end of the day. Hello there. Lovely day we're having, aren't we, old chap? I might give you a nice slap. Why don't we have a slap battle and see who can withstand each other the longest? Imprisoned here is public enemy number 2. His rain dance led to the rusting of several brave robo-pirate comrades. Oh, really? Hello there. Hello, old friend. Good to see you again. Yeah, Rayman's the greatest! So he is. Anyway. Say hello to the only escort level we have to deal with in the game. I wouldn't really call it an escort. More like... Yeah, that's totally not offensive at all. Well, to be fair, I never knew about the chant in particular when I was a kid. I only learned about the offensiveness of the chant later down the line. But even so, I'm just saying. I only remember what I was saying before. Yeah, whatever. No big deal. We got this. Game, can we please continue forward? Don't tell me I soft-locked myself. Alright, you know what? This is fine. is not fine. I might have accidentally softlocked myself. Great. I didn't even know this was a thing. Maybe it was because I jumped on the thing too fast, so now it's misaligned. It's just simply refusing to move. Great. Oh, there it goes! Oh, so now it decides to move. What the hell, game? What the hell? Ah, man. This stinks. That sure took a lot longer than necessary. There we go. I don't know what's up with that. Why is it that it took so long for this platform to start flying off into the sunset? I will never know. Oh yeah, what I was saying before is that this level, I feel, is a bit of an escort mission, but it actually isn't. It's more of an auto-scroller. Why? Because you have to wait for Globox's slow ass in order to even progress further into the level. Because there are some obstacles of which you cannot get past whatsoever, such as insta-death laser gates and big balls of fire like this. Okay, let's keep moving. Hello there! Well, that could have gone a little better. What's the matter? Are you afraid? Oh no, Globox not afraid! There's no shame in being scared, you know. The warship and the pirates are very dangerous. Oh, if only I had more of my powers. Powers? Globox forgot that. Whoa, thanks, buddy. Silver Lum! I wonder what we got this time.
Yeah!
Lee gave me Lums to make your fist stronger. Lee said press B longer to make your shot stronger. Keep B pressed makes my shot stronger. Okay. Yeah. So this upgraded fist is permanent, which is super nice. And it allows us to deal a hell of a lot more damage now. Ah, shit. Here we go again. Okay, can I please grab this? Thanks. So this is gonna be a bit fun. Why? Well, now we can make good use of our new power. Just hold the B button to charge up a super powerful charge shot. You can still spam your shots too, but they won't deal as much damage as the fully charged shot. Also keep in mind too is that you can only hold the charge shot for so long. Afterwards you automatically fire. So keep that in mind. One pretty neat trick I've seen during the 100% speedrun is that it is possible to completely bypass this upcoming laser gate and also bypass the remaining obstacles and continue the level without Globox whatsoever. But where's the fun in that? We need to hear more of this totally not offensive rain dance. Also, it wouldn't be right to leave him behind like this. Well, then again, we kind of do that with 2D and Banjo-Kazooie all the time, so... One more thing worth mentioning too is that if you happen to take damage during your charge shot, then unfortunately it automatically releases and you lose it. Hello there. Before we continue and grab Globox and continue the redundancy, I'm perfect. Said no one. Just a few more Lums to go. Strangely, we are at the very end of the level, which is kind of concerning. I feel like the remaining Lums are, like, right towards the very end. So it's not going to be that bad. One other thing I will say when it comes to this level is, thankfully, this is the only level in the game you have to worry about escorting Globox. And funny enough, the exit is right here, but unfortunately, no matter how hard we try, we can't access that door. Not unless we stealthily make our way through. Although it is possible to get through the door without this whole stealthy thing. Globox, come on. Come on, dude. Thanks. Again, you don't necessarily need Globox's help in order to bypass that door. You just have to pause buffer and then run straight through the door. But in order to do that, you need to create enough lag in order to do so. Identification underway. Everything's okay. It's just a big-nosed bush. Door inactivated. Is that even a word? I think they meant to say deactivated. 45 out of 50. I'm definitely missing some Lums. I can't come with you. My darling, Ungiddies, want to see me. Okay. Before I continue, I definitely want to see if I missed something around here. Huh, I think I see him. Julio. Nice hidden little secret. Also, no dance. Why? I think it's because we left the activation range, and therefore we managed to skip it altogether. Another way to do it is just to throw yourself off a cliff and die. Seriously, that works. I don't know why it does, but it does. Okay. 2 hours, 17 minutes into the session, and it's 3:30 right now. On to the next level, Whale Bay. I feel like we are getting a little desynced. Oh, hi, how you doing, buddy? Maybe I should have played that bonus level. So here we have a brand new enemy. This guy, I don't even know what his name is, but he's super annoying. He not only has a ton of health, but he also has this super annoying zap cannon, where if you don't duck behind cover just before he fires, you're going to get zapped. And when he zaps your baps, it hurts like a bap. No, seriously, it really does hurt. So when it comes to this particular level, I think this is considered one of the longest levels in the entire game. Then again, I could be wrong, but I think that is the case. Also, if you're wondering if there's anything of interest down there, it's just some red Lums. Which, they're not really all that needed. But then again... Damn it. Not so much for that. That was a big net loss. And that was kind of pointless, too. Dang it! Whatever. This area right here is far more important, though. How am I not able to hit these guys? Like, how? You know what? Fine. I seriously hate these stupid fish. Seems like the hit detection on them in particular is really damn funky. I think things are getting desynced again. Can't really tell yet. So when it comes to this particular guy, you can ignore him as well, but I wouldn't really recommend it for filthy casuals like myself. But he can be very easily dealt with. Just dance around like a frickin' fairy princess and you'll be fine. I definitely could use a little more health right now. Another thing you could do if you are low on health, dang it, is when you load up a new stage, you could intentionally KMS and trigger a game over of sorts. Afterwards, you'll get a full health bar, which is pretty nice. Oh, I guess there's not much of a point coming over here. I mean, there is. You just have to hit the switch or something in order to continue onward. Although, it's pretty easy to hit the switch from a distance. God damn it. Come on, really? Whatever. Hey there, pretty boy. How you doing? I kind of want this. Again, it doesn't restore our health by much, but any extra health is nice to have. And by the way, for every 5 or is it 10 cages that you break, you will gain some extra health and a full health refill. By the way, if you're trying to figure out when you should use a charge shot versus spamming your magic fists, I would say it depends on the range. If you're in a really close quarter situation, then spamming your shots is going to be the way to go. And I would also recommend spamming your shots if the enemy is super nimble. I don't even know how that didn't work. Okay, so for every 10 cages you break, you get a health increase as well as a full health restore. So, that's pretty nice. Although, when it comes to the PlayStation version, for every cage you break, you get gain some additional health, and your health bar increases. I don't know why that occurs, but it does. Hey, Rayman! Carmen the whale is trapped! The pirates want to use her blubber to oil the engines of their pirate or prison boat. Go help her, fast, before it's too late! Sure. That shouldn't be too hard to do. This is a pretty big area worth exploring, and there's a lot to find here. And finding all the Lums really shouldn't be too difficult. I don't remember any Lums being this far out or underwater. So if you feel like you're going to be drowning, don't be afraid to return to the surface. As far as how long you can stay underwater for, I'm going to say roughly 20 seconds. Excuse me. Felt like I had to freaking burp there. This is also another area where the swim anywhere glitch can come in real handy. But again, I don't really know how to pull something like that off, and I'm not really looking to do that anytime soon. But still, it's neat. This swore there was something over here. From what I can tell, yes, indeed, there is. Okay. We don't need to worry about that just yet. More or less, it's a ramp. If you're wondering when that'll be coming in handy, I would say right now. To breathe, grab my air bubbles! Well, that was easy enough. I thought I would have to hit like 4 switches or something. No. Thankfully that wasn't the case. But upon setting Carmen free, we do activate a little bit of a... Son of a bitch. We do activate a little trap. It's not really much of a trap. It's more of a helping hand, if anything. You can use it as a means of getting back here a little bit faster, but the main use of this is to bust this door open. I thought that was going to miss. I would have been really depressed if it did. There we go. Nice. A few more lums to collect. I like that. Okay. Now it's time to swim with Carmen. Keeping up with her really isn't all that difficult. Your default swimming speed is more than sufficient to keep up with her. And it's also kind of strange that the music has suddenly cut off. I wonder what's up with that. Well, regardless... Oh, there it is. That sure took a while. I don't think it's an Everdrive thing, so... I do have a feeling that things are starting to get desynced again. Not too happy about that. Man, I really hate it when the audio gets scuffed like this. The piranhas are coming to take my air bubbles! Okay. So all we have to do in order to prevent that from happening is just to smack them upside the head. Or grab the bubbles before they do, but that's a bit easier said than done. Thankfully, you can attack while you're underwater, just by pushing the B button. And it's as simple as that, really. Just keep in mind that attacking while underwater, you won't be able to attack at the same rate as you would on land. Pretty sure there's a lum or 2 around here. But we pretty much reached our destination. Okay. Thankfully, the piranhas are only interested in the air bubbles and not so much anything else as far as I can tell. So, you don't have to worry about them attacking you. Okay, after this... You know what? I'm checking now. Yeah, it looks like things are getting desynced again. Alright. Here we go again. Where's the 4K? Here we go. 4K capture utility. Alright, we're back to normal. Now we just need to reselect it, and we're good. I really hate having to do this manually every time this happens. Unfortunately, it is what it is. It may have something to do with an audio buffer, because I've had similar issues before in capturing gameplay footage from PC games using the Elgato HD60 Pro, and the audio buffer thing was the culprit. So maybe I need to disable that. Just... Son of a bitch. Just for this. I don't know. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's a hidden thing over here. Yep, there is. Perfect. Alright, 34 out of 50. And we only got one cage left. Which I'm pretty sure is at the very end of the level. I seriously do not understand why the hell it is that sometimes the audio just loves to desync itself, but other times it'll work perfectly. Son of a bitch. Yeah, why you gotta be here, dude? Oh, come on, really? There we go. That's done. Alright. Time to head on out. That wasn't too bad, all things considered. Could have been a lot worse. Just again, apologies for the desync. I really hope I can get this sort of issue resolved in the next stream or something. Cool. How about we do another bonus race? I did not mean to do that! Oh, and the fairy's gone. Well then.
So much for the bonus. Whoops.
Just because I hit the wrong frickin' buttons. Way to go, me. Alright. Let's move on to the next stage. The Sanctuary of Stone and Fire.
Perfect.
And we still got plenty of time yet. Like 15 minutes before 4 p.m. So this is probably going to be the last level I do within this session. Welcome to the Council Chamber of the Teensies! Splendid! You got enough Lums to pass through! Prepare yourself to discover a new world! Neat. Come on! Don't be shy! What the hell is up with that statement? You just opened the door. It's not like we're greeting anyone. Okay. Welcome to the next sanctuary level. This is gonna be quite a lovely place. As you can see, the entire place is filled with a lot of lava. And jumping in immediately results in death. Warning, Labyrinth! If you get lost, contact Robo-Rooters immediately! Okay. So as I was saying, lava does result in instant death. But that doesn't mean that we can't ride on it. Or just make our way across it. Also, starting in this stage, the enemies are going to be packing a hell of a lot more firepower now. With these sonic wave cannons, or whatever the hell they are. And we'll also be introduced to a brand new power-up here, too. It is a temporary power-up, meaning that it is possible to lose it. And you'll soon see what I mean. First off, though... I don't know if I managed to hit that or not. Also kind of sucks that I have to go all the way back to the beginning now. Well, whatever, no big deal. Okay, I thought I released that too soon. I'm okay with this. I do wonder what kind of place this really is. It looks like some sort of a robot security facility. I don't even know how I hit that, honestly. But as you can see, we have this golden fist power-up over here. It's a pretty awesome upgrade. What this does is that it doubles our damage that we can deal for not only our regular shots, of which we can spam, but it also doubles the damage of our fully charged shot too. Plus, it has a super cool sound effect. And one other really cool piece of animation I haven't pointed out is in the PlayStation 2 version, Rayman does the Kamehameha, which is super cool. But it only happens in the PlayStation 2 version. One more thing worth mentioning too is when it comes to the Golden Fist, if you happen to get hit 3 times or fall into a pit or die 3 times, or any combination of the two, then you lose the upgrade. So as you can see, we've already taken 2 hits, and it kind of sucks that we're going to be losing this soon. But, oh well. It's nice while it lasted. These Golden Fist power-ups are pretty difficult to come by and are pretty damn rare. So be careful and try not to get hit. That way you can maintain their glorious glow, if you know what I mean. So, as you can see, in order to navigate our way through the scorching hot lava, we have to use these things. Are they plums? Well, in order to use them properly, what you have to do is you have to fire your magic fist in the opposite direction that you wish to go. So if you want to go forward, you have to fire backwards. And once you fire, you're essentially stuck in that direction until you fire another shot. And it's better to spam shots versus using charge shots. It doesn't allow you to go any faster. Just saying. It's not faster to fire charge shots versus spam shots. We're gonna want to avoid that. Never mind. I guess we're hitting it anyway. The reason why I said we wanted to potentially avoid that is so we could death warp to a more efficient spot. But it doesn't look like that's going to be happening anytime soon. By the way, when it comes to lava and navigating through it, nice. These plums can only navigate their way through not completely pure molten lava. Rather, just the black parts of it. In other words, where it's coolest. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still super hot, and if you touch it, you get burned. It ain't exactly pretty, to say the least. But even so, I'm just saying. Normally, if I didn't hit that green lum, I would have death warped back to where I needed to go a little more efficiently, but unfortunately that's just not going to happen. But hey, at least this allows me to save my fists. That is, if I don't get hit again. One more thing worth mentioning too is if you happen to get too far away from these plums, then thankfully they will respawn. They'll respawn from their origin point. And if you want to ride on top of these things, it's just a simple matter of hopping on and then fire. Oh, I go this way. Okay. Game I would like to be able to see. And I think I just went back the way I came. Dang it! Thanks, game! Your camera is just simply the best. The best camera work since Lakitu and Super Mario 64. And if you couldn't tell, that was purely sarcasm. Okay, I guess these staircases are for when you want to get back. Come on, let's go. I did not mean to do that. Come on, really? I'm all the way back here? Oh, this is lame. Man, stinks. Considering all I went through just to accidentally fall into the lava like a frickin' fool. Maybe what I could do is, instead of going through that hidden area, I could activate the green lum further into the stage, then navigate my way back. That way I don't have to do this long-ass marathon again. Which, that may be a good idea. I have no idea if I'm going in the right direction. Perfect. Now we can safely make our way back to the hidden alcove. By the way, I'm pretty sure you cannot reach this alcove without this, fruit. I don't even know what it's actually called, but I'm going to guess it's called a plum. It looks like one, so I'm assuming as such. By the way, this particular enemy right here, you may be tempted to try and kill it. Unfortunately, he's a lot smarter than the average ape-like creature. Instead, what we have to do is, first off, not get stuck on the tree. Instead, we just need to be a little bit more clever. And not mess up like that. Clever, no big deal. Ow. So, as you can see, what we're trying to do here is throw the plum on top of this freaking enemy's head. And as you can see, we're kind of failing miserably. And also, it has to be a clean throw. It can't just pop onto the enemy's head after it squishes you. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. That took a lot more effort than necessary. But there we go. We're done. And once you hit the enemy in the head with the fruit, you're good. You are good to go. It'll never pop off or anything, so that's pretty nice. That's not so nice. Dang it! Okay. A little further in. When it comes to overall difficulty of this level, it's more long than difficult. There are a lot of different paths that you can take in this stage. In fact, I feel as though this particular level is the most non-linear out of all of them in the game. So that's pretty interesting, if I do say so myself. How did I not die? Whatever, I'll take it. If if you're wondering what's on the spider web of which you can climb across, there's not much of anything. Just more red lumps. You've guessed how to climb onto the plum and move by shooting in the opposite direction. If you want to grab it, stand in front of it. You can throw it in the air, just press A, or throw it in front of you by pushing B. The plums let you move on lava as well as water. And why not stick one on a post? When it's far away, shoot it to make it move. Don't hesitate to use it against your enemies. Thanks, Murphy. I already figured that out, but... I suppose if the player didn't know about the plums and how they work, then this would be a good indicator saying, hey, this is what they do. Feel free to use them however you wish. So, earlier I mentioned that this level is the most non-linear out of all of them. This is true, because there are multiple pathways and different ways you can get through this level, each of them leading to a different spot. So, as you've seen, there was a big fork in the road, and you're intended to take the right path if you want to continue forward. But, excuse me, taking the left path leads you to an optional area that you can choose to take on. Going this way allows you to get some extra lums, as well as some extra Tinsys too. But once you pick a path, you do have to stick to it to the end. There's no backing out. Also, screw you, game. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Also, I'm pretty sure that method I used to open the cage like that, that was not the intended way, but really, who cares? It's all about that creative problem solving at the end of the day, so long as you manage to do it. That's all that really matters. The game doesn't care how well you do it, or how you're supposed to do it. So long as you do it, that's all there is to it. That's the only thing that really matters. Nice job. Way to miss it. Well, whatever. No big deal. I thought I was going to fall and burn again. That wouldn't have been fun. There's also a pretty funny strat I've seen speedrunners do here. And to reduce lag and just make things go by faster, you can push C up to go into first person view and just stare at the rock the entire way through. There we go. You gotta love that auto lock-on range. It really is a thing of wonders, that's for sure. Hey, buddy, can you go away, please? Thanks. Oh, hello. Didn't expect you here. I guess I need to go around? To be fair, when it comes to me in this game, I have not played this game in God knows how long. You thought it was bad that I haven't played Nuts and Bolts in forever? Well, this game, it's been at least 2 decades. Maybe. Okay, maybe not that long. Because I have played Rayman Revolution the past few years. But even so. I'm just saying, it's been quite a long time since I last played the N64 version of Rayman 2. If you're wondering if I'm going to be playing Rayman 1 in the future, yeah, I most certainly will. And of course I will be playing the original PlayStation version. Why that version and not the newer Rayman Redemption? Well, I wanted to show you all what the original Rayman was like. Pain and everything in between. Hello there, Mr. Spider. How you doing?
Yay!
There we go. Ooh, golden fist power-up. I'll take that. By the way, one thing worth mentioning here is that you can't stack multiple golden fist power-ups, but you can restore the fist power-ups if you happen to lose any. So, for example, if you happen to have 2 golden fists left after taking, like, 1 hit, then if you happen to grab another golden fist, then it'll restore your count back to 3. Same also holds true if you had 1 golden fist, it'll also be restored to 3, etc., etc. You get the idea. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Time for another rocket ride. So one thing I will mention here is when it comes to riding these rockets, just focus on moving left and right. Don't worry about holding forward on the analog stick, that is completely unnecessary, and it adds unnecessary stress. Think of it like the Mach Speed sections in Sonic 06, except not as wonky or as hilarious. Funny how I say that and I crash and burn. Nice job, me. I don't even know what the hell happened there. It just exploded for no reason. Not like I did anything weird. That's another thing too. The physics in this game... Son of a bitch. Oh man. This sucks. I can't hold on to my fists worth a damn. But as I was trying to say, the physics in this game, when riding the rocket, can be a bit wonky. Not as wonky as Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts as a whole. But still pretty bad. So if you're not walking on a flat surface, more than likely you're gonna fall and die. Well, that worked out. And as you can see, we're back at the very start of this area. Kinda. Except we're much higher up. What's really cool is, if you happen to fall, you can navigate your way back through the area again, just to get back to this point. Or, if you're really clever, you can use one of those plums to go out of bounds, and clip through the world that way, or just climb up here. However you choose to get back up here is entirely up to you. Whether you do it the long intended way, or the more fun way. So one other thing worth mentioning here is when it comes to the plums, they are subjective to draw distance. And considering the fact that we are playing on N64 hardware, the draw distance is relatively low. Even if you are emulating this game, it still has pretty poor draw distance. And if the plum happens to vanish, then yeah, unfortunately, you're kind of out of luck, Chief. You'll have to wait for it to respawn. Is it getting desynced again? If it's getting desynced again, I'm gonna be kind of sad. Ow. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Could have been far worse. 32 out of 50. Almost there. And we also have one more cage to open, too. Dang it! Wow. Hard to believe that we respawn all the way back here. Come on, game. Really? I wanted to try clipping out of bounds with the plum and shit. But I guess that's not happening. Alright, never mind. Like I said, I was going to try an out-of-bounds trick. Although I would kind of be pulling that out of my butt and purely from memory. So I would be kind of going in blindfolded. In the end, it's not really that big of a deal. Not that hard to do. Oh, damn it! I hate it when that happens. Really? Draw distance central. My favorite. Try this. No, stop. I think from what I've seen here, you just have to mash like no freaking tomorrow. And that's how you ride this thing all the way to the frickin' top. And of course I screwed up. Ah, damn it. Thank God there's a failsafe. So if you happen to fall too far out of bounds, at least the game is nice enough to just trigger a death plane, and then you just respawn. Well, at least I get to show off the out-of-bounds trick, sort of. You may be wondering, what is the use of that particular trick? Well, it's to get to this next area over here that we were trying to get to before, just a little bit faster. It does save time if you happen to do it well and do it fast, but it's also pretty risky too, as you clearly seen. If you're caught off guard, and you're not expecting the trick to work, then, yeah, it ain't gonna be a fun time for anyone. Alright, on to the next room. And this one is gonna be rather annoying. There he is. So in order to get through here, we need to first face away from this guy. Wait for him to start facing us, then fire a few shots at him. He's constantly going to be trying to hide behind the pillar that he's standing behind, and he'll only come out when you're facing away from him. If you try to pursue him and fight him normally man to man, then it ain't going to work. Here we go. All done. As a kid, I never really figured that out, and I spent like multiple minutes trying to defeat that guy. But thankfully, since I did watch the 100% speedrun of this game recently, it's a lot easier to deal with now, that's for sure. Actually, before I continue, I don't know if there's any Lums back here that I need to worry about. Let me see. it's just a red lum there, so I suppose if you took some damage or something... Okay. I guess I'm worrying over nothing. When it comes to big levels like this, I tend to be the most paranoid. Especially when I'm going for full completion. Okay, seriously? Why did that not work? Maybe because I wasn't dead center? Possible. Okay, let's continue now. Okay. And down we go. On to what I believe to be the most difficult part of the entire level. How did I not grab that? Screw you, game. So, what we have to do here is, first off, catch the plum, then start riding it down. The reason why it's so difficult? Well, controls. The controls are the reason. So spamming shots is going to be the way to go. If you happen to hit the orange part of the lava, your ass is all but grass. And it's also super easy to accidentally fall in. You may think, oh, why don't I just let the physics do the work? And let me bounce down that way. Well, unfortunately, that's just not how it works, Charlie. Alright, 39. I think we're pretty good so far. So really, if you want to navigate through this place successfully without having to take a nice big long lava bath, or get smacked around by spike tentacle things, just spam your shots and just get down here as fast as you can. The sooner you get it done and over with, the sooner it can be finished. Way to be redundant, but it's like an analogy for when you're getting shots in real life. Pretty sure there's a hidden alcove. Yep, there is. Just over here. Reaching it is not going to be easy, considering what we have to get through. But, there we go. All done. I thought I was going to overshoot that. That would have been depressing. I did not mean to let go. Here I thought I needed to jump again, but thankfully that wasn't the case at all. Hell yeah! Nice big fat hidden lum. Okay. That was a little tricky, not gonna lie. But at least the deed is done. Now comes the fun part, which is throwing this damn orb all the way to the very bottom of the level. Which, if you happen to lose access to this orb, then getting back up here is gonna be a bit of a pain. Thankfully, you don't have to leave the room in order to try again. Instead, there's a purple lum, like, towards the very bottom of this place, which you can grab onto. And if you happen to do so, then you can use the swing all the way back to the top. I don't know how I didn't take any damage from that whatsoever. Okay, can we go just a little bit faster, please? That would be fantastic. Also, one other piece of advice I will give here is before you continue your pursuit of the orb, make sure it lands on a good surface before going after it. Otherwise, if you accidentally throw it out of bounds and you continue anyway, there's no way you can get back to where you previously were unless you grab onto the purple lum that we just passed. Oh, this is gonna be the frickin' pits. Thankfully, this isn't all that difficult. I say as I drop the orb and nearly die. So what we have to do here is really damn simple. We just need to first toss the orb into the air and... Okay. I don't even know how that worked, but it did. Just toss it into the air, then fire a magic projectile. You only need one shot in order for it to work. There's really no need to fire any additional shots after. Okay, I don't know how that didn't work, but whatever. Screw you, game. You may be wondering, what was the point of bringing down that yellow spear? Well, the point is actually pretty damn simple. If you were to continue without the yellow spear, you'll have to re-enter the room all over again, which, let me tell you, getting back here is not exactly fun. Ooh, looky looky, it looks like we have our second guardian over there. Funny enough, that particular guardian we don't fight. Instead, it actually helps us out. And once we collect both spears, then we should be able to entrust his, or you should be able to get a hold of his aid. Seriously? Maybe I'm not close enough. That's better. Alright, 5 more Lums to go. Thankfully, I know where a couple of them are, and in fact, there's actually one right here. Cool. Okay. On to the next part. By the way, you do have to catch this lum, or not lum, but plum. If you happen to fail to catch it, then thankfully you can just wait a little bit and then it'll respawn. So worth it. So when it comes to this fun part, we have another sliding section! Yay! My favorite part of the entire game! But thankfully, I'm pretty sure this particular slide doesn't have any yellow lums to worry about. But we do have to worry about a nice liquid death. Want to slow down, pull the stick towards you. Okay, cool. Thanks, Lee. Thank you for the advice. That's actually really useful. In fact, I think I might have even brought that up earlier. And let me tell you, you're going to be using that particular strat a lot. Okay, there are yellow lums here. Okay. Looks like it was just one yellow lum, and I'm okay with that. Now you may be wondering, where the hell can we find the remaining Lums? Well, first, there's 2 right there. That'll bring our total up to 49. As far as the last one, well, that, believe it or not, is at the very end of the level. Again, just like with the last Guardian. No, I was not trying to make a reference. I'm just stating a fact. So in order to get this Lum... Okay, that's not the way to do it. I think we have to hitch a ride in order to do so. So, say hello to the next Guardian, Umber. Or is it... Yeah, Umber. Guardian of the Sanctuary of Stone and Lava. Or whatever the hell the name of the sanctuary is. So, in order to progress, all we have to do is just jump on top of his head and then wait for him to reach the end. Just one thing worth mentioning here, though, is even though this is a free ride, it doesn't mean it's a free ride all the way through. You still have to jump off at the very end. Keep that in mind. As soon as you gain control back, that's when you start moving. Alright, and here's the last one. Perfect. Perfect. Time to finish this. Here we go. Mask number 2 is ours. You have found the second mask. Good, Rayman. You're getting closer to your goal. Just 2 more masks and I will awaken. Be careful, the rest of your quest will be even harder. I wouldn't expect anything less. And thankfully this second mask is nowhere near as creepy as the first. That's for sure. Alright, finally done here. And we're not going to worry about the bonus stage whatsoever. Instead, we're just going to go ahead and call it a session. This has been one hell of a day, that is for sure. But... maybe the next session will go a hell of a lot more smoothly than it did this time, that is for sure. So, I hope you're all enjoying this playthrough so far, despite the technical difficulties that we experienced at the very start. And yeah, we're at 50% complete right now, that is awesome. So, yeah, halfway done already, and we're only 1 session in. That's actually pretty nutty if you think about it. So with that, folks, I bid you all adieu for today. This is General Snivy with Rayman 2 The Great Escape. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time, we may be able to finish the game in its entirety in one fell swoop, provided that we don't have any more technical difficulties along the way. But you never know what may happen with me and my wonderful, flawless computer. Oh boy. So once again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time.